wanted to show you how to work a simple granny square. Now with granny squares, they could be any size. So today I just want to show you how to work up a couple rows, and then you can make anything as big as you want using more rows, or you can keep it at a simple size, which would be to me 3 rows. Okay, so this is what a granny square looks like. We will not be doing a color change today. We're just going to make it simple. So let us put this to the side. We're going to pick whatever yarn of your choosing and a hook size that would match that yarn. So in order for me to start, I would place my hook behind my yarn, twist it around. Now it's a loop, and I'm going to go through that loop and push up, and that is how I join my yarn to my hook. Okay, so I want to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want to take and slip stitch into the first loop on the chain. So I'm going to go through, and the hole come out, go through this one. Okay, then I want to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. Now this chain of 3 counts as a double crochet. Okay, and we will be making clusters of 3 double crochets. So we already have our first one in our first cluster. Now this hole that we have created, we will be working inside this hole. So yarn over, go into the hole, and make a double crochet. Yarn over again and go back into the hole and make another double crochet. We now have our first cluster of 3. We want to then chain 1. Now we're going to go back in the hole and make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to go back in the hole again 3 more times, making 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And again, we're going to chain 1. Now this is going to be our last cluster. Go in 3 more times and make 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and this is our third one, 3. And again, chain 1. Now to close this round off, we are going to slip stitch into that chain of 3 that we started out with. We're going to find the third one at the top of the chain. If you can see, it's 1, 2, and 3. So it will be right here at the top of this chain. We're going to go through that hole, and we're just going to slip stitch back over there, and that is joint. Okay, now to begin our first row, our second row, apologies, we're going to start working into our first corner. Okay, so I want to chain section out. I want to chain up 3, 2, 3. Okay, now I'm going to work in this exact same hole right here, and I'm going to go in there 2 times because the chain 3 counts as 1 double. 1, 2, and this would be 3. So remember, once you chain up 3, you're going right into that first hole. Okay, so now we want to chain 1 and we're going to come to this hole right here. This will be our next corner, and we're going to chain, we're going to make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then I want you to chain 1. And now we're going to go back into that same hole 3 more times. 1, 2, and 3. And then chain 1. Now we're going to go into our next corner, if you can find it, and we're going to go in there 3 times again. So as you see, we are working in clusters of 3. And then after the third one, we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to go back into that same corner 3 more times. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. Now we're going to find our next corner, which is right here, and we're going to go in there 3 times again. 1, 2, 3, and chain 1. Now we're going to go right back into that same corner and 3 more times. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to chain 1. Now we're back to almost where we began. Now this is 3 clusters here. We have to put 3 more clusters in there to make a complete corner. So we're going to go in this hole 3 more times. 1, 2, and 3. And chain 1. Now at the top of the chain 3 that we started out with, you're going to go in the very top, grab your yarn, pull through, and join it. Now for our next row, we're going to chain a 3. And we're going to go work right into this hole 2 more double crochets, because our chain 3 counts as a double. So we have our first cluster of 3. Chain 1. Now we're going to go into our next hole. As you see, as we climb up, we're creating new spaces. And you're going to see that every space that we create that's new, we'll be going in there and putting 1 cluster of 3, unless we are at a corner. If we are at a corner, we're going to put 3 into our corner, chain 1, and then 3 again. So every new space that we create across our line is going to get a cluster of 3. Our corners will get a cluster of 3, chain 1, cluster of 3. So let us keep working. So we're going to put 3 double crochets in here. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. Now in our corner, we're going to put 3 doubles, which is our cluster of 3. Then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to go right back in the same hole with 3 more double crochets. And 3. And then we want to chain 1. And we're going to go right into this hole now with 3 double crochets. And chain 1. We're at a corner. We want to go in our corner and make 3 double crochets. Chain 1 and put 3 more double crochets right into that same hole. And chain 1. Find our next hole, and we're going to go in there 3 times. And as you see, you get it. Every hole gets a cluster of 3. Chain 1. And now we're going to go in our next corner. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and right back in the same corner. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Now we're going to go in this space 3 times double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and we're going to go into our last corner 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and chain 1. And remember, you find the top of the chain 3 that you started with. Go through here, and that is it. If you wanted to keep going, you would simply chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over and go right back into the same hole 2 more times for your first cluster of 3. And then you would just keep working it out. As you see, we have gone from just having 1 hole to now we have 2. So as you go around each round, you're going to expand your spaces here. You will always have 4 corners. That will never change. But you will expand this space here, giving you more open holes in which to put clusters in. So each hole will get a cluster. Each corner will get the same thing the previous corners have gotten. 3, chain 1, 3. And then right back into the clusters, the cluster of 3s. And your work will grow. And it depends on how big you want your piece. You can continue to grow it out to a whole full blanket. Or you can just have little tiny granny squares. Okay? But if you're just learning how to do granny squares, what a wonderful way to learn, by making a whole entire blanket. So just keep working it out. Nothing's going to change. You'll just end up with more little pockets. Little pockets. Your corners will always stay the same. You will always have 4 corners, and the pattern does not change. So I hope you had fun learning how to make a granny square with me, and can't wait to see you again in the Cozy Corner. Learn something new. All right, thank you guys. Bye.